Hey, helmets off, family. Welcome to the Pinkest Football Podcast here on the internet. I'm Lulu, and I'm here with...
I am Malachi Imoh.
He's actually our first guest we ever had, back when we were threatened/I was threatened to be fired for this podcast. So I'm glad to have him back.
It's been what? I was in October.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was when you were still playing football.
Oh, a really long time ago. It feels like it, kind of, not really, though.
Yeah.
It's been a short, 3 months. 2 months.
Well, I still see you, every day, so I feel like
Damn
it's,
near,
yeah.
Keep it consistent.
No, for real. Are you excited to be a bridesman in my wedding?
Super excited, actually.
Are you going to wear pink? Well, you're going to have to.
Hopefully. I would actually... That's probably my preference.
Do you think your bachelor party is going to be more fun than my bachelorette party, or do you think it's going to be a toss-up?
Oh, yours is going to be so much more fun.
That's a fact. I'm going to get a boat.
Yeah. I think that was probably an easy answer.
We're going to charge that to the credit card.
Why not?
Not think about it.
Why not?
Facts. All right. So let's talk about, how did you get into football?
That's a good point. So my uncle played football.
Where do you play football?
He played football at Tech.
Love! Shout out to Virginia Tech.
Yeah. And
shout out to Drew.
My dad and his brother, they also played in high school. But then my older brother, he played football in high school and in college. So I'd grown up watching football. So yeah, my main sports growing up were football and soccer. Played basketball.
Everyone has been saying soccer. I love it.
Yeah, I was never tall enough to play basketball.
Okay.
So it was just yeah. So football and soccer I both enjoyed. And then I realized that I was way better at football than the rest. So
I love that.
I kind of stuck with it.
Who did you grow up rooting for? Do you mind telling the fans?
I don't know if it's obvious or anything. But yeah, no, I am diehard Eagles fan all my life. My mom's from Philly. If you are watching this, you're not watching this on the day that it's being recorded, but it is the day after the Super Bowl. The Eagles did just win their second Super Bowl.
We're having a Super Bowl theme outfit day, unplanned entirely.
Shout out and go Birds always, and of course. But yeah, so still riding that high. Probably will be for until September.
I love that. No, keep it up.
Absolutely.
Keep it up. I think as a Pittsburgh fan, the only thing that I love more is watching the Philly fans right now, because it's we're siblings in our own way. I think Pittsburgh fans are just as obnoxious, but in our own way. I think that y'all are climbing fence the
yes, we are getting on
and
light poles.
Yeah, we burn couches and you guys do the light pole, and I love it. I love it. Could you imagine? So next year the Super Bowl is going to be in Pittsburgh. Could you imagine if it was Birds and Steelers?
Holy shit, no.
That would be, obviously that would be a snowball chance in hell for both of them to be there, also in Pittsburgh. But that would be so cool.
I think the Eagles are going to be back, but
no, I do too. I do too. It's really
that would actually be so insane.
It's really just figuring out what Pittsburgh's going to do because Russell's leaving, but I'm excited. Yeah.
I think that would actually be nuts.
I'd let you stay with me if you wanted to go to the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can get that going.
I would definitely be there.
What was your high school highlight reel like? Did you have one?
I made one my senior year, yeah.
I love that. Did you pick one of the Huddle Basic songs, or did you have a song?
No, it was a Huddle Basic, probably 2-minute mix of some instrumental.
I love that.
Hip hop metal mix, kind of really cringy. Would never want to listen to it again. But at the time it was cool. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I made one. Yeah, I started making them my senior year. When I started getting serious about playing football in college.
Did you have it in your Instagram bio?
My Huddle was never in my Instagram bio.
Okay.
My Huddle was never in my Instagram bio.
Have you ever shown a girl your Huddle highlights?
Oh, that's a really good question.
No shame, because I've seen a lot of people
in high school. Yeah. I definitely have in class. Absolutely. Was it my proudest moment? Looking back, probably not. But at the time,
it was your proudest moment. But
at the time, it was cool. At the time, it was absolutely cool. Would me 5 years later do the same thing? Absolutely not. But we change and we evolve a little bit over time.
Do you know how many highlight reels I've been shown in college deli?
Oh, I couldn't imagine. Too damn many.
Oh my god.
Oh,
This is gonna be my favorite interview watching it back. Sorry to everyone else.
and the only thing is like sitting here, I can absolutely like imagine it happening, and
Yeah.
like so like I can see it, like picture it in my head. Yeah. And you can't even like really abort mission at the time. You kind of just have to sit there and
No,
like
because you're
watch
in
it,
that booth.
because like it's just kind of like
You're in that booth, and that man is next to you in that booth, and you're
yeah,
just a girl, and you're just like,
and it's
I
more
gotta
awkward
pee.
if
He's
you
like, wait, there's
leave.
one more
Yeah.
try, babe, one more. You gotta watch me. You gotta watch me with this
Oh my
catch. Some
gosh.
like fucking running back, tight end, hybrid, because in high school football nobody really
Exactly.
plays a
Oh,
position.
I was about
And
to say
like,
I played quarterback in high school,
okay,
but like was I ever gonna play quarterback in college? No. But
no.
like so yeah, everyone. I'm trying to think. We had so many quarterbacks on our team. Even in my class, it
What
was
high school
like
did you go to?
John Hanley High School. Go
John Henley.
Judges! Shout out.
Which is in where?
Winchester, Virginia.
Okay, Winchester.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, we had so many quarterbacks just in my class. I think it was like 4 or 5 of us.
That's amazing. Where'd they all go to school?
A lot of them went to school in like Northern Virginia.
Love.
I'm trying to think. Like my class is probably like I guess Virginia as a whole, but like Northern Virginia, a lot of people like a few people from North Carolina,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
a lot of mostly East Coast.
Love that.
Um, it's so crazy actually since like we've all been together. So now I'm like thinking of everyone. Yeah, I think all East Coast.
I love that.
Sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. I'm probably not.
Peace and love to everyone always.
I try my best.
How did high school prepare you for college football, both athletically and academically? Especially coming to a program like William and Mary.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, I mean, but like, okay, but like, I think everyone's high school football experience is like way different. But like, I don't know, like high school. I mean, I took football as seriously as like someone who like wasn't really all that interested in playing football in college, but like was good at it, so enjoyed it would in high school.
Yeah.
So like, the biggest thing for me was like my freshman year, COVID happening allowed me to not have to play that whole fall.
Yeah.
So I was able to experience an off season in college before I ever had my actual season, which I think helped me the most.
So that was like really essential to your transition.
For football. Academically though, it probably seemed as if I cared more about academics than football in college. So I felt like set up fine academically from high school, but not so much, I think, athletically from football.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And what was the recruitment process like for you?
Late. Yeah, like really, really late. I don't think it was until October. It was like October of my senior year, I think.
Oh,
that
damn.
I was even thinking about William and Mary for
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
But then it all happened really fast. Late but quick. So I think I was committed by February.
And why'd you choose William and Mary?
It was close. 3 hours, like not bad. So my parents, they came to most of my games through my 5 years here, which was really nice.
Your parents are also so cute. They love watching you play.
They do. My mom,
I love hearing your mom cheer for you.
No, she absolutely has like panic attacks the whole entire game, but I mean, she loves it.
She's so cutie.
But what's the word? So like that was nice being close to home.
Yeah.
And then it was a good academic school, so my parents were probably more so happy about that than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So it kind of worked out. Yeah, I would say so. I think so. In the long run, looking back, I think it worked out.
What are your top 3 things about William and Mary? They do not need to be football related. They can be football related though. Like, I won't make fun of you.
Top 3 favorite things about William and Mary. That's a really good question. Oh, is the silence awkward? Is that worse? Like that I can't think of 3.
No, I just think that you have so much love. Like you're
Yeah,
just trying to search for her.
I think I have like 50 million great things, so picking 3 makes it so hard.
That's amazing.
This is bad. I really can't think of 3 things. No, okay, so let's go. 3 things I really like about William and Mary. I like the campus a lot, actually. So I experienced that way more living on campus, like my freshman and sophomore year, than I have recently.
Yeah.
Especially now that like I only go to class in one building, so I'm not even really walking between classes. But it's a really nice campus. So, like I love walking around. So like doing that during my time here, I really enjoyed. So that's probably like up there. I could probably merge that in with like CW. When I did spend time there, it was nice. Um, I probably didn't utilize it as much as I honestly should have
It's a
with it
really
being
good
so
first
close.
date playlist.
I could see that being the case, low key, actually.
Yeah, that's
That
why
makes
I like it.
sense. Because there's like all those shops, walking space.
Yeah.
So like you could just do things. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, like if you're thinking about coming to college at William and Mary and you are single and you are one of the people that's like, I want to find my person in college, William and Mary, you will date someone else that's a William and Mary student and you can go on like really fun dates here. Like it's not like a typical college experience, I would say.
No, I think yeah, and I mean typical is relative, but I think you're probably right. Just with it being way smaller,
Yeah.
so it's more like your small town college experience, not your Blacksburg college experience. If we want to go like Virginia school for Virginia school, probably fair to
I'm gonna
say.
we're having Drew on for the next episode and he's gonna be like
Please and thank you. Actually, I'm gonna tell him. Yeah. Yes.
he doesn't know
Actually,
that yet, but
no. We'll make sure. We'll make sure to let him know. That would be so much fun. That wasn't three things, but like just next question because we can just go to the next. Like,
no, give me your last one, PP.
my last one. Uh, no, I think I have to say a football related thing
That's
because
fine.
honestly, my time here, like I've gained the most from that, and like it's
Yeah.
so corny and like
Is it? Are you gonna say the? Are you
niche,
gonna say the people?
but like
Your teammates?
but like yeah, low
No, I love
key,
that.
kinda.
Talk about your brotherhood.
I mean, yeah,
Speak on it.
it's so funny. Like in my time here, I feel like it's been a revolving door of like the people that I interact with on a daily basis, just being here for 5 years and having a new team each one of those years. Uh, but like my best friends, like have always been my teammates, which is really nice. And I think that's probably pretty standard wherever you're at. I think here more so than other places, just because there sometimes is such like a huge divide between your regular students and then like some of your athletes. Although I try to like stay in the middle of that as much as possible.
Yeah, like
Um,
at a school like William and Mary, did you feel like there was an immense pressure to either A, like stay within the community of football and other athletes, or did you feel like it was easy to integrate, or did you feel like what was your thought process on like making friends outside of the football bubble?
yeah, I think it's hard. Well, I I think it depends. It depends who you
You
are,
could
right?
also talk to
So
a
like,
brick
yeah.
wall.
So that's also true. Like, I don't think I could talk to just about anyone and
Yeah.
probably be fine with that. But like speaking like academically, like I didn't really have any friends that I took classes with.
Yeah.
None of like people in my classmates, and like at least when I was doing my major classes, were really athletes. So generally, it was just me. But like because football was so much of a time commitment, and I was spending almost all of my time doing that, I often just like didn't have the energy to join a club or oh I'm gonna go on campus and just go be in the dining hall and like go meet people. And I think as you get older, also that was way harder because when I lived on campus, I had like a lot of friends that were non-athletes just because I was on campus and doing everything. But then you move off campus, and I'm like, I only spend time really with my teammates outside of being in class. So I think like especially being here, sometimes it's a little bit tough because the people that you will run into on a day-to-day basis are very different at times than like the people that you're in the locker room with. And being intentional about making friends outside of your teammates can be not always a top priority. So sometimes you just kind of like hang out.
So this might be a tough question, but in my experience going through William and Mary, being somebody that works for the team, the number one question that I get is, or somebody that worked for the team, number one question that I would get in my classes was, aren't they all dumb? And, or it would be a topic of like, I don't understand why they came to school here because William and Mary is a very academically based school.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like that in your major classes where there weren't other athletes or other football players around you? Like, did people treat you differently in group projects or like treat you differently for this, like this, that, and the third? Like, were there any experiences that you had where you were like, I need to prove myself twice as hard because I'm an athlete here? Or like, people ever underestimate you academically because you're not dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, you not only got your undergraduate degree here, but you also stayed here for a 5th year getting your MSBA. So like you're not stupid. If you were dumb, I wouldn't ask you this question.
That's a good question. No.
Did you ever feel like you had to like really push yourself and like make the extra effort to be like, hey, I know I'm on the
Yeah.
football team. That stereotype is not applicable to everyone here.
Mhm.
Like, what was that like for you?
No, I mean, I think that's a good question. And like, I think I kind of like attacked that on the offensive, and
Yeah.
for the most, like besides my backpack that I wore, which was, if you just looked at it in glancing, maybe it was just an Under Armour backpack, so you wouldn't even know that it was like a football bag. I didn't like wear football like clothes to class, like sweatshirt, like shirts, stuff like that. So like for the most part, people honestly didn't really know. Like
Okay.
besides my professors, when like I would need to, like, oh, we have away game on Saturday, and I can't go to class on Friday. But besides that, like a lot of the time, people just didn't know, and I wouldn't tell them the information if they didn't need to know. So I feel like because of that, because I mean, I've heard the same thing. I kind of just like was like, I'm not gonna allow that to even happen if I can
Yeah.
try to make sure that these people like don't even think of that on the first hand. So I would say like I think maybe I got lucky in the sense that I never really experienced it, but I also was intentional on the front hand about I don't need to like flaunt that I'm like a football player here. Like that's not really gonna get me anything in the first place. So I think it was like that. Like I couldn't go into class and be like, oh, I'm a football player, and students would want to like, oh, if you need me to do your homework for like, no, that just wasn't the reality here.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like knowing that people don't need to know, and what they don't know can't hurt them. So
Which is so crazy to me because I think being somebody who worked for the team, knowing you personally like very closely, and then also just like walking around campus, your face was literally everywhere. And because you were number one on the roster for a
mm,
long time, your jersey was in the bookstore. And so it's like it's so funny to me that people weren't like, and you have a weird name, Malachi Imoh.
yeah,
I don't know another Malachi Imoh. So like
no, I
having
mean, no, you're definitely right.
having your name being like said across the loudspeaker after every game, Malachi Imoh with the
Yeah,
carry, and like having all
see,
that shit, like having nobody in class. I mean, also to be fair, William Mary's not really a gigantic
right.
football school.
So
Like
like, who
we'll have a
was?
good year, we have a good year, but
Mm-hmm.
then it's like people like will support the team later in the season. So to me,
Yeah,
it's so funny that like you go to class and people aren't like, did I
no,
not see you
you know,
running?
and like, and it's honestly so funny because like I will never forget. It made like somebody said that because this was my freshman year. I was in a Zoom class, and this was in the spring. We played our spring season, and we just played a game against Elon, and like I had a good game, whatever. But I'm sitting in class, and like my professor starts off class by like just like reading off like a bunch of numbers, and like I'm all confused, and then he's like, oh, and like those are the stats of like your classmate like Malachi and like this past game on Saturday. And I was
Were you
like, wait
sick?
a damn, no, I was like, no, I was like, it was cool, like
Okay, that's good.
I was
That's good.
happy. But I was like, wait a damn minute, like I didn't think anyone cared. So like that was cool, but given, and like that's happened a few times. Like my professor for my machine learning class that I was in last semester, like I think her and her husband are like season ticket holders. So like we would talk after some of the games. So like some of the professors care, and sometimes like I'll see a classmate in the bar, like on Saturday night after the game, and they'll talk to me about it. But those instances are generally few and far in between. Um, but they are cool when it happens. So like it's one
Yeah.
of those things where it's like I think anyone wants some sort of like recognition of like doing something that they enjoy doing that they're good at, but also at the same time, depending on how people like view your stereotypical football player, some students are like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be here, and as a result of that, will think whatever they want to. So
Yeah, that's hard.
it's cool though. I mean, like I never had any bad experiences, so
Yeah,
um, I can't complain.
you're just like that. You're him.
Oh, I try my best.
How have you grown as a person through college football?
Um, that's a really good question. Uh, Honestly, so much. Uh-huh. So I like on freshman year, like I had a really good year freshman year, and I came here originally on half scholarship. I had a really good year. I played one game. I had a good game, but like, and then I earned a scholarship that like summer that off season, and like going into sophomore year, I was like riding a high, obviously, and like I was hurt and missed a good amount of that season. And then just like the ups and downs of like you're on top of the world one moment, and then the next moment you're injured and you can't play, and you play football, and it's like you're on a team with a bunch of also really great players, and it's like coming from high school, every single person on my team was the number one guy at their school.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now I have 100 of those people in the locker room. And I think that's a huge adjustment. So like I didn't even really hit it as much freshman year as I did sophomore year. Like realizing like, oh, I'm not gonna experience the same, I guess, like amount of personal success like proportionally like that I did
Yeah.
while in high school.
Yeah.
And you kind of have that like coming down to earth moment. But I think like experiencing that young, and then growing up, like I was 17 when I first got here. Like I'm a fifth year and I'm only 22 now. So like I was really young when I first got here. So I think like also that coupled with just learning about like this isn't high school anymore. Um, I had no choice but to just mature. Um, and I think like this place specifically made that easy just with like our coaching staff and the relationships that I built with them, and that we're able to stay somewhat consistent throughout my whole time here. I think that helped a lot. And then just like also kind of talked about it earlier, the teammates that you have. But I think like everyone experiences that in college. Like you're the number one guy in high school, you go to college, and that's not always the case. So like experiencing that, and then also just the natural maturing, like I think no matter what, you're forced to do it. Uh, but I think I had like a good experience here doing so, and it wasn't always. I'm rambling.
No, you're fine. I
No, I'm
love
like kind of rambling, but
no, I love listening to this because it's such good advice.
yeah, I guess nonetheless, like to make things a little bit more concise, uh, it wasn't always like a linear path of growth, but like
You got there.
I ended off higher than I was when I began, so like it kind of, but I think that's normal. Um,
I think that you're amazing. I think that you've grown so much. Not in the literal sense, but in the emotional
no,
sense
I've
for
lost weight
sure.
actually. I've gotten smaller.
You've
You
gotten
know that?
smaller?
Since like my
No.
freshman year, when I first got here freshman year, I probably weighed like 15 pounds more than I weigh right now. Who would have thunk
Look at
it?
you not gaining the freshman 15, you losing the freshman like
Right.
damn, okay. For those who are interested in coming to William and Mary, whether or not they're athletes or just people, like what advice do you have?
Um, I think if you're interested in coming here, you should, because if you're the type of person that is interested in coming here, then like you'll enjoy it. And I don't need to necessarily like fully describe that, but I think, um, and then also like I would say this is I think universal advice honestly for anyone in college. And like again, it sounds so cliche and you probably hear it all the time, but I think it's so important. Like you have to be like proactive about like getting involved in things.
Yeah.
And like making the most out of your experience here, because the time goes by so fast anywhere that you're at. Um, and the worst thing you could ever do is look up and be like, I had so many things that I wanted to do and I didn't do them, for whatever the reason will be, right? Because like the time is going to pass anyways, whether or not you do it. Um, and the only thing that can change is how you can look at the situation, on the back end.
That's really good advice just like for life.
Yeah, low key.
See, this interview is literally just like proof of how much growth you've gone through, which is really cool.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. We've come a
Yeah.
long way.
We have come a long way.
We have come a very, very long way.
When I met Malachi, I was 19. I just turned 19. I think you were still 19.
Yeah.
You had also kind of just turned 19 too.
Yeah, because this was sophomore year.
This was your sophomore year, my freshman year.
So yeah, I had just turned 19.
Yeah.
This was like, I think this was like October. This was
No. This was your sophomore year, January. This was my freshman year, January.
This was spring, because it was Gold Rush.
Yeah, it was Gold Rush
Saturday.
And I met Malachi in a driveway in the football neighborhood at the old house. And
Rip the box.
Rip the box. And it was so fun to interact with you, like, just as a person. Like, I'd never met you before, and you came up to me and you, like, borderline tackled me, and you were like, "You're the new equipment girl!" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And you're like, "Oh, you got to slide me some blurs." I was like, "I literally will."
needed some cleats.
And like,
you don't realize.
And we kikied about that, and it was amazing. And
right?
now we've just been best friends ever since.
That ass.
What are your goals for the rest of your career? And does that include football and, like, in any capacity? And you can be completely honest.
Oh, the cleats are so, like, hung up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm done playing football. No, it was fun, but like I enjoy like waking up in the morning and like not being in pain.
Yeah.
Not having to do all those workouts and stuff. And I was pretty ready to be done. So like now I think it gets even harder because now I have to like go find an actual job and like my actual life has to start. Which like I don't know. People are like, "Oh yeah, it sucks," and you don't really realize it. And like, given it doesn't suck for everyone, and some people like it doesn't suck for everyone, and it's really not that bad. But like, life really does just keep happening, and now I have to go get a job, and so yeah, I want to. I don't know exactly what like I want my career to look like, but I do want to work as like a data analyst of some sort, starting out. It's kind of stuff I like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't. Those roles in sports are growing so much now, but I think that I also might want to like take a break because that's been my life so much, basically nonstop.
I think that's something that's so cool about going to a school like William and Mary, and a lot of the schools that I get to go to and interview, they're really academically based. And so it's like, if you do want to hang up the cleats and you are adult enough to realize that you're done, you can have so many opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, you got your master's here. Like, you used football as a way to leverage your academics. And like, that is the best playing card possible.
Yeah, I mean, no, I definitely
and
agree.
You played your heart out. I mean, it's not like you rode the bench for 5 years and like, sort of was like skating on by during practices. I mean, like, I watched you. Like, I watched you borderline kill yourself every single day on the field at practice, on the field, on like during games. You went to Montana State. You played in the game that you guys slid all over the ice the entire time.
I'll never forget it.
Because we had the wrong cleats, which was the most ridiculous excuse I've ever heard. And I watched you kick your own ass. So I think you deserve it. Not to give my 2 cents, but since I do know you personally, I am going to give it to you.
You flatter me. Maybe a little bit too much.
No, it's just because I love you.
Nonetheless.
All right, let's do some rapid fire questions.
Okay, bet.
Okay, favorite pregame meal or postgame meal? Go.
It's definitely postgame, and it is whenever we go somewhere like south and we get barbecue. It's always so good.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Go-to hype song.
Give me like anything by Key Glock.
Same.
Yeah, give me like Since 6. Key Glock is a really good hype song. Yeah, we'll take that one.
Shut up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you know that my personal hype song was Word on the Street?
Oh, okay, that's also a really, really, really good one. That's a really good one too.
Like, guys, not to let my internalized craziness show.
Oh, that's a really
when I was in my study abroad program in London and I was like trying to book it to class, like I would listen to Key Glock in my AirPods and I would walk so much faster.
It works.
Yes.
I'm telling
any song from that album, I'm so sorry. I fear I'm totally screwing up what the album is called. You might know.
I don't know.
Him in front of the orange Bentley SUV. Yeah. That's like, I can't remember. I feel like it's not Glaucoma. It's it's not
because
Glaucoma is not even. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, blonde white girls coming back. Best locker room moment, if you can talk about it. You don't have to name drop.
Yeah, no, I'll say there's so many. Anytime in camp, like, we used to play we play like baseball in the locker room during camp. We'd be bored. That would always be so much fun.
I love that.
Or so much cornhole in the locker room during camp. Also great times.
Okay,
great times. Yeah.
Who's your funniest teammate?
Cameron Fry or Drew Babcock. Drew I say that both of their humors actually aren't for everyone. So toss up, tie, both.
Oh
I
my
think that's
god.
fair. I think that's
No, no,
fair.
I think it's fair
I
because
think that's so
I
fair.
actually loved your sense of humor,
Yeah, but like not
and
everyone's gonna laugh.
I like
Not
camps
everyone's gonna
too.
laugh. But like I nonstop laugh, and I'm also biased because Drew's my roommate, so I get to laugh all day, which is really nice.
And we're gonna bully Drew to come
Um,
on the show.
absolutely need to, but we'll say like they can tie.
Okay, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
When you go home, obviously your mom is the best chef in the entire world, but who like where do you go eat whenever you go home, and what's your order?
Okay, so me and my mom love Thai food. Go to this place. This called Winchester Thai.
Love.
Drunken noodles. Uh,
Do you get them extra spicy or do you like their spice level?
Spicy.
Okay.
I think they have. I think they have like one of those like spice scales. I think it's like a 1 through 5 like Likert scale.
Mm-hmm.
So like 4
Love.
is good.
Love.
Yeah.
If you could change anything about your football career, what would it be? Or would you even change anything?
No, it was so perfect the way that it was.
I love that.
I mean, unless I could say like win more games, but I think that's a little bit too like we don't go lose in Montana State. Well,
Yeah.
we don't lose any games, but like I think that's too easy. So like
What was that like to be CAA champs and beat Richmond at their stadium and then lose to Richmond again your fifth year at their stadium? Like, what did that feel like?
honestly, so crazy. I was talking to people about it this past season because that's the first place I ever played
Oh,
my
no
true freshman
way.
year. Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of I guess just impactful moments
Yeah.
college career there. So I mean, yeah, no one likes to lose, especially in the fashion that we did in our last game. But like winning the championship there was so great. Um, yeah, so much fun. I
I
will
love
never
that.
forget it.
Um, would you like to explain the Richmond William and Mary hate lore, or do you want to just like let it cook?
I mean,
Because we had Lehigh and Lafayette guys interviewed, and they went into it.
well,
So
so
what?
like,
So
and
do you
that's the
think
thing
our hate
because
is better than
honestly,
theirs, or like what's our? Oh, here we
so
go.
can I
Readjusting.
like? Well, no, because
No,
like,
get into it. Speak on that.
no, maybe hot take or not take. It's a rivalry, but like, I didn't really care. Like,
No, this is a safe space. You're not playing for
because
William and Mary anymore.
no team that I was playing against, like every team that I was going to play against that week, I hated just as much as the next.
That's a good way to think about
Um,
it.
so like the Richmond game for me, besides it being like the last regular season game of the season that we had, rest, I was so redundant. I didn't need to say season twice. Besides saying being the last like regular season game, that's all that it kind of was. And actually, I knew a lot of people that played at Richmond too. So like that made it a little bit more of a rivalry, but that was literally just because like I knew people from high school, like that went to my rival high schools that were there. Um, but yeah, like I could really care less who the team was.
I know that you talk a lot in practice because I talk to you during practice, and I know that you like to sing in practice too, and it makes me really happy. When you're at a game, would you rather talk shit or have shit talk to you and then play better?
That's a good question. Normally like if I'm talking, I'm playing well. So
Oh, I
so
heard.
yeah. So like I
What's your
mean,
favorite shit to say? Like, do you Google like do you like go in because I know a lot of
oh
people
yeah,
that
no, people get
they do
personal.
research.
Generally, like it
I used
happens a
to
lot
do
like up
research. Fun
front.
fact, guys. I used to be the Instagram decoy.
Mm-mm. But yeah, no, honestly, like no, like I mean, besides like the few times where like it would be someone that I knew, like then that would be fun. Cause like, but like outside of that, I didn't really care about who they were as people. So like, I guess the things that I said, they could have fit anyone.
I love that.
Yeah, for the most part.
I love that. For our younger audience, what advice do you have? Because we got a lot of little people who listen to this.
Little people. I like little people.
Me too.
Oh, I have some really good advice for young people. Read books. Um, People don't read enough anymore, and like,
Bring back literacy.
well, no, and it's like that's a shame. But nonetheless, read books. And like watch less videos.
Read
Um,
banned books too.
yeah, or yeah, like because I read so much as a kid.
I love that.
Um, but yeah, like that's probably my number one advice. Read books
What
and
books
learn
did
to
you
enjoy
read
it.
when you were little?
Oh, my favorite series growing up was the Heroes of Olympus
Cute.
series by Rick Riordan. I used to read those on my way to football practice, actually, because I play football like 45 minutes away from my house, and my dad would drive me, and I would read in the car,
That's so cute. I love
or I'd
that.
read to like on the way to soccer tournaments on the weekends, nonetheless. But yeah.
Any advice or final thoughts you'd like to share?
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
I love that. Thanks for coming on the show. I really do love getting to interview people that I know personally because I think that it's so much fun because we have so much lore, but also like I don't know. I think it's really important to share the stories that have inspired me to even start this podcast. And before we wrap, Malachi is the biggest reason and biggest proponent of why we even have a podcast. I remember I was sort of shooting the shit in our living room downstairs in my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking about how I don't want to have a real job. And Malachi was like, "Well, we already talk to each other all the time. We might as well film it and see what happens."
Literally.
And yeah, so before we wrap, I just want to say thank you for pushing me to do this because I get to have a really cool job now, and I'm really grateful for you.
Well, thanks for having me because
I couldn't like not
no,
have you.
no, it's so much fun because like I mean I've seen this grow over these past couple of months, which has been so exciting for me as well because I like talking, so like I can talk. But yeah, no, that's so nice.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye, guys.